It's Mr. Johns. Where am I? Looking at the ground. I am actually in Railroads Online. So welcome to episode 1, in which I try to figure out how to play this game. This is an online, not necessarily multiplayer, but designed to be multiplayer, so you can have a railroad company and play with a whole bunch of friends and do a bunch of things together. And I'm more of a single player, offline kind of player, so I would have never picked this up, but it was on a Steam sale, and turns out it's still in early access beta, so it's been going on since October of 2021. Still in beta, so I don't know what the plan is. Hopefully it'll get out of beta and will be rolled out officially. It looks promising. So here we are. Let's get caught up with kind of the storyline. I am yearning to become a railroad tycoon, and this is the early Wild West, right? So we want to expand and make money, and early railroad tycoons made a lot of money because nothing could be transported around. This is before cars, obviously, and trucks. There was no possible way. And then trains came. So what I have is just enough to start with a little tiny steam locomotive, a flat car. Because it's a steam locomotive, I need water. And here I am. I've got 3. The game starts with this. This is how it started. I don't know what's in the boxes. I don't know what that is over there. I did snoop around enough to find out that over in the distance in those trees, that is a freight depot where you bring all your goods to sell, I believe. So at this point, if I hit M for map, it brings up where I'm at, and the freight depot is up here on my left. And I need to make it to the sawmill and the logging camp just to kind of start that connection, that industry. So they will chop the trees down here at the logging camp, ship them to the sawmill where they will cut them up into different sizes, 2x6s, 2x4s, etc., and then ship them, I believe, to the freight depot. That's the plan. So that's all I need to do. Now, the reason I got this game is because I have played train simulators before, but they're all kind of the same. You're looking straight down on the map, and you click and drag, and you place your tracks, and you click to go here, and click to pick up, and click, and it's super fun. But this particular one feels a little bit more realistic in that I am standing out here in the middle of this meadow, and I need to build track that way, and I need to choose the best direction. I need to choose the best elevation so my trains can actually make it. So I have to pay attention to all those things. I also have some trees that are in my way. So what I'm going to do is press G to bring up the construction menu in which I can build facilities, tracks, and buy trains. So for right now, I'm going to do tracks. And these are all the different kinds of tracks. And these 3-foot rail 1, 2, and 3, that's basically how high, even though the graphics don't show it, I wish it would. It took me a while to figure out what the difference is. 3-foot rail 1 is the lowest to the ground. 3-foot 2 is medium, and then 3-foot 3, I don't know if that's, let's say 3 feet off the ground. Let's just say that helps me make sense in my brain. So for the highest track, you would need this. So if there's some uneven ground, it would fill in with more of the ballast, which is the dirt and the rocks. You also have some rails without ballast. I'm not sure when you would use that. And then a bunch of switches, crossovers, a turntable, a bumper, different embankments. I don't know when you would use those. And then bridges, very, very cool. My favorite part, 3 different kinds of bridges. Unbelievable. Can't wait for that part. And some walls. So as this is early access, there's going to be some glitches and definitely some issues, and that's okay. So let's choose the lowest rail. So basically, when I see that yellow chain link I can click, snaps it in place, and then I either can curve the rail or I can press F on the num key, and that locks it to be straight. And that's probably what I want to do, because straight is always safest when it comes to railroads. And so we can just go straight across this valley, and then there's the freight depot for collecting things. I don't know what happens after that, but through this meadow, and this track just keeps going, and you can see in the upper right corner of my screen, it tells me it's 196.6 meters. That's quite a ways across the valley. And I can move my mouse right here to shorten it. At some point, I do need to start curving left, because if we look at let's go ahead and just place it. Let's click, and then let's go ahead and right click to cancel this next section. But let's look at the map again real quick, and we can see that now's a good time to start curving left. We want to go right between these two ridges, and we're going to go up to the sawmill. Now I could go to the logging camp first, but it just seems like the logic is the trees to the sawmill to the freight depot. So I'm just going to build the track in reverse. I don't think I need more than just one track at this point. I think it can just work in that direction. I don't know. So, but that's my thought. So at this point, I do think we need to start curving the track, and so we're going to choose G for construction track, and then this time we're going to go ahead and connect again, but make sure that my circle mode is on, so it's not locked. And so now I'm able to curve. And I'm not, hey, this is my first time playing. I've looked at it a couple times, but I have not finished a track yet. So I'm learning as I go. So if I press, you gotta be really careful. You know, I mean, you can see what this will do. It will try to build around these trees the best it can. And so it does kind of make you wonder if, hey, should I be deleting trees first? Because it does some weird stuff around the trees, but you can see it does allow you to build through a tree, but it's definitely more normal if you can avoid the tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and click again there, and I'm gonna kind of follow this. There's the mountains, so we pretty much need to head that direction. And so I'm gonna, if I do it in sections, then if I make a mistake, I only have to delete a section and not everything that I've done. So let's go ahead, just kind of keep curving, and the small curves, the better. Whoa, that's weird. There's some weird track stuff, but we want a gentle curve. And see, I can't see that far up. I am still on a 0% incline, and that's good. This is pretty much all level ground so far. So I am curious to see what happens down the road when it's not level. I don't know. The bridges and the trestles and stuff are going to be awesome. But let's look at the map again. I still need to hang a left a bit. So let's connect. Let's curve left. But I need to make sure that, my curves are friendly curves to a train. It just seems a little clunky. I don't like how it shoots off in the distance, and I can't see how. I can't see where it goes exactly. So the construction part of it is a little bit weird for me. I wonder if I could right click. Yeah, I'm gonna right click to delete that section. And I think what I want to do is try some logging. So with the saw in hand, timber, you can, and this is, a slow process. But again, if this was a different train simulator, you could just click and wipe out a whole forest, right? But I like this because it just feels a little bit more realistic. If, you know, this is really be what you would be doing. You'd be, you know, clearing a section of forest wide enough for your train to come through. I also wish that, like, because again in real life, you would use all of these trees unless you're cutting down so many you just couldn't feasibly use them all. And oh, that tree's, well, I'll come back, but some of these trees definitely need to get out of the way, but I'm working this way. But you know, in real life, the trees you cut down would be resources you could use to build buildings, to burn for fuel, and to create heat, warmth, and for cooking. So those kind of things. So I wish, you know, I wish that you could put your chopped lumber into a resource somewhere. All right, so we and I wish it would show you. So I mean, I have a lot of questions. It's my first time playing, so I have a lot of questions. I wish it would show the incline of the land. I can tell it what incline I want the track to be, but I kind of wish I knew what the incline was of the land, and maybe it'll show me later. I don't think so though. Let's just check the map again. Yeah, we're pretty much, if we go straight here and just stay off the mountain, we should be golden. And then we'll do some kind of loop, just kind of a curve here. I think it might even be like through here. That looks like it would make the most sense, unless I can turn sharp here and go and kind of S curve through. That might get a little interesting down the road. But hey, goal number one is just to make it to the sawmill. Trying to remember my keystrokes here for my tools. So I think I should remove a couple trees here. Now this is WASD to move around, and if you want to go a little faster. I know first when I saw this under controls, I wondered, why would I want to ever run in a railroad game? Like, what? And then now that I'm like walking for miles, I realize, where'd my saw go? There it is. I realize now why I would want to run. So there's a lot of walking. I mean, I have to do this the whole way. You know, if this is the Transcontinental Railroad, holy cow, man, I'm going to be putting on some steps. So, all right. So far, so good, I think. We're going to go back to G, which is construction. I did notice I have to press the keys sometimes twice. Maybe I can go straight here. So I'm going to lock that in. Let's see. And remember, this is track, you know, let's just say it's 1 foot ballast. So what I don't want to happen is that it ends up floating and looking stupid. Let's go ahead and click and just, oh, it's not letting me click. So what I'm wondering is am I already floating off the ground? If it's not, it doesn't look like it. It looks fine. Let's see if it's going to let me click somewhere. I may have to switch to a deeper ballast. I know. Oh, okay, it let me click, but I'm guessing now. Let's try. Let's go ahead and switch to 2 foot rail. I'm gonna call it 2 foot deep. That's just what I'm guessing, right? It makes sense to me. I just want to see if it makes the difference. If it actually lets me, it does. It let me. So it's the depth of your ballast. You cannot. Come on. What's going on, dude? Not letting me. I can't walk anymore. Did my foot get stuck underneath the train track? What is the deal? Like, I cannot walk. Respawn? Oh, that's an option to respawn. What would that do? Yikes. Nope, continue. I need to be able to walk. I'm literally stuck. There's a jump. Oh, Yeah, my foot was like stuck or something. That was weird. Okay, so yeah, we're getting deeper, but I like how this is 0% grade, which means flat. So that is the most efficient grade because there's no, there's no slope up or down. All right, so G, track, we'll stick with 2 foot deep and we'll keep on keeping on. So we'll just work our way through trees. It's locked in straight here. And my view's kind of getting, I want to stay kind of on top of it. So we want to go, whoa, I think it pushes me around the trees is what I think it does. Perhaps. So let's just keep going straight. Let's go ahead and plant that. Good, which it took. Let's look at the map. We have a long stinking ways to go, people. The sawmill is a long way away. I got some work to do. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I got a long day ahead of me of laying rail. It's a lot of work, man. So so far what we have accomplished, we've got a pretty good track from where my train is. I need to clear some trees and I need to keep working this direction, and we'll get caught up next time and I'll show you where I'm at. So pretty fun. Check out Railroads online. For now, Mr. Johns is out.